I show people how to share their voice, give them a nudge in the back. So they get their, hold on. So they get in charge of their life or career. All right. What about trauma though? Is trauma not a thing? No, trauma is not part of a thing here anymore? What do you think, Evan? How about the trauma thing? Oh. It's a hard question, right? It's like up to you. Someone said to me the world is traumatized too much, but lost. Yeah, I mean, it's completely up to you. Just all of it could work. Ladylikes, like all of the other stuff that we talked about before could work too. If you wanted to only target men who had teenage kids, who like all of that could work too. It's just not really who you want to really help. You know, it's maybe part of it, but so that's what you got to figure out. Who do you actually want to help? All you have to do is get clear on who you want to help. That's it. And then the rest will take care of itself. I show lost people how to share their voice versus show traumatized people. Who do you want to help? Do you want to help anybody who's lost? No. Okay, well then don't put that in there. Right? Like who do you actually want to help? Who needs to find their voice the most? That's who you want to help. Like who do you want to actually help find their voice? You don't have to overcomplicate it. Who do you want to help? It's like you're kind of being asked to do something. Like were you given some exercise or something that just feels like you're forcing something that doesn't need to be forced? The traumatized ones. Perfect. That's it. That's who you help, lady. That's who you help. You help traumatized people. Find their voice, speak out. Tell their story. That's what you do. Get to it. Okay, it's exactly what it feels like. There you go. So do it. If I use find their voice, speaking up, be too much and overkill. Find your voice, share your story would be including speaking up. What do we have? I would honestly just go back to what we had yesterday. Or the day before. That was good. That was, if correct, I support people having extremist trauma to find their voice, share their story so they can get back in charge of life, legacy, and career. Yeah, and then we were talking about the legacy. Is legacy actually part of... Does legacy actually matter to you or not? I realized during the call I had with Joe last Wednesday that it starts with not speaking up and not following their dreams anymore. Well, it can't start with two things, ladies. So what does it start with? And I still believe in legacy. It could. I mean, it's just I haven't heard you talk about it, right? So it's not that you don't believe in it. It's just, is it the main, you know, it's like you're going to put that as this really, really matters to leave your legacy. The legacy is a consequence. Yeah, I get that. I mean, but there's lots that could be a consequence. It's just, is that so important that it needs to be in the explanation of why you do what you do? There's lots that becomes, I mean, if you get out of trauma, there's lots of positive consequences. Starts by finding your voice so you can say the story. Okay, so starts by finding your voice. Perfect. Okay, so the full statement. I support people who've experienced trauma to find their voice and share their voice. Don't use voice twice. Find and share their voice so they can get back in charge of their life and career. There you go. It's better. I support traumatized people to find their voice so they can share their story, get in charge of their life and career. Hence, then now we're getting too much. Yeah, everything is good up until the hence. And 2, I support traumatized people. 2, I guess, to find their voice so they can share their story and get in charge of their life. So no career or anything. No, it's just too much. You have enough at the beginning. It's too much to remember. Too much for you to remember. It's too much for other people to remember. Not sure if I should add back. No, don't add anything else. Don't add. You shouldn't add anything else, lady. You need to cut, not add. Should I change my banner and also speak up, speak out, share your voice? That's okay. Just keep that for now. Next question. I wrote a free course about speaking out, basics. I also wrote 7 steps from false acceptance to true authenticity, plus yes. Okay, so you wrote so what's the question? A course for business owners because I want to see culture changing companies. And well, does that match? Kinda. But I'd focus on how do you help traumatized people find their voice and speak up. Can you please repeat? I was distracted by the Nightbot. Focus on the mission, Lexi. Helping traumatized people find their voice and speak up. Focus on that. Make everything you create around that so that there's some clarity as opposed to worrying about companies and other stuff. You can expand to that stuff later, but focus in. It'll help. It'll help you with your content. It'll help you with your creation. It'll help people talk about you. It'll help. Ladylikes says, choose a direction in the book of manager employers listening better to employees so they don't traumatize them. But yes, that likely is the other way around. Well, but then that's not what you do, right? You just said that you helped people who've been through trauma find their voice and speak up. There's nothing wrong with doing the other thing, but that then shifts. Now we're talking about talking to people who are dealing with traumatized people as opposed to the traumatized person. If I'm you, I would stick to helping the traumatized person. Help them find their voice and speak up and talk to companies. And then that can lead to company training, and that can lead to them being more accepted and recognized. All the result of working in IT for decades and seeing what happened to the people there. Right, but it's like you're still focused on the people. You want to help the people. You're not trying to help the managers, you're trying to help the people. Helping the managers ends up helping the people, but the focus is on the people who are traumatized. Yeah, I'll start from the point of the view of the traumatized. Yeah, exactly. That's where you want to be.